So the engine looking pretty good. It is not quite there, but it is getting very close. It's cleaned up, most everything is on it. But as I pulled out the old one, which is still set down there and pretty hideous, in the bell housing behind the clutch was absolutely awful. So back down there, oil from, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 years had been built up in that. That was awful. That has taken probably about 3 hours of cleaning to get it to be where it is. So I finally pulled it off, and I am looking forward to this one. So I've got the pieces to repair the gasket, which was where I think it was leaking, and once that's in, I am pretty much ready to put the engine back in. So let's go look at the pieces that we got. So this is going to be recognized. This is the piece that sits over the, I guess, the transmission bearing. So I cleaned it out. There was a seal in there. There's a ring that's back on the spindle that I got out there. So that is all cleaned up. Took a while to get that to be nice like that. That's the throwout bearing again, was hideous, and I'll try and show a video of how all that goes together, because there aren't too many videos of how that piece is back in. So I've got new replacements here, new clips, and then this bearing doesn't seem to be too bad, but it comes with a clutch kit. And then there's the gasket, and then front and rear seals. So I think I only need the larger one. And there's the other pieces. I got a new boot that goes on the throwout bearing thing. So yeah, so that's going to go in, and that should hopefully cure the leaks. And then we can, once that's done, the engine can go back. So carrying this on, I have the throwout bearing here. I have a fresh new bearing, although this one doesn't seem particularly bad, but I'm going to do it anyway. And then I got my replacement parts there, and this one is fairly easy to work out how that works. So this one feels really flimsy. So basically hooks under, and then kicks in these little slots here. So this one feels mighty weak. This one feels a little bit more substantial. So I'll be able to slip that in. That was from Z-Car Depot. So that should be fine. And then this is how this thing goes in. Seems fairly straightforward. So I'm going to pull that out. Actually, it just looks as though it slides out. So I did this with one hand, so it's a little harder. So it looks a little bit worn. And then, so it looks as though it goes in that way. Let me see if I can pluck that out. Yeah, so that's a little nasty and dirty, and it seems okay, but I've got a fresh one that I'll put in. All right, so I did see folks basically saying how to take this thing off. And I found a socket that fits beautifully in there. What is that? I don't even know what size that is, but it's 11/16. So that goes in. So I'm going to go and whack that out and then see if I can apply the new one. Okay, so that's in the vise. I've kind of positioned so that that is over it. It slips down into it, and I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to give this a little hit and see whether it pops that thing off. Okay, so it's not easy to hold this and hit it, but and I don't want to drop that on the ground, but that's knocking through really easily. So a couple more hits and that thing will be. Actually, I can do it by hand, but no, I'll bang it out. Yeah. So yeah, that just seems to pop out. Take that out, and then that's it. As simple as that. I don't think there's anything else I need to do with that. Maybe clean it up, and then go and apply the new one. All right, so I got it back. There was some sense that there was different sizes of this thing. So this thing, I'm just going to measure it I think it's the right one. So that's 44 millimeters or 1.7, nearly 1.8 inches. So I don't know why I want to do that, just in case it's the right part, but that's it. All right, so I'm going to add this and see what happens. Well, I got that lined up, making sure that this was on the right way round, which I think it is. And then that's my press. So look at that, easy. I think that's okay. Gap underneath it. I don't know if that's okay, but it seems as though, yeah, that looks as though it's on perfectly. Actually no different than it was before. So the thing is on, it spins. I don't think there's a way around. It's the same on both sides. Square that up just a little. And then I'm going to do that with two hands. Underneath it, and I believe that is it. There's nothing else I need to do on that, so that's good. And then this thing, that's way more robust than the other one. The other one I think was out of. Okay, and then that, actually I can even look at it here, that will go, when that slides in over this, which it should do, yeah, and then that ball there will be retained behind that clip. So I won't do it yet, but we're good. Okay, so that was clean, and then this is set, the gasket. I'm not going to put anything else on the gasket, so that can obviously only go one way. This came in the packet from Z-Car Depot, so that's the small one. I'm going to put a little bit of grease in there, flat bit in first, I think it said, yeah. And then there is a ring that you'll need that sits in there. Maybe I'll put a little grease in there just to kind of keep that in there. So good. Great. Okay, so that's in. I put a little bit of grease on there. I don't know if that's axle grease, but at least I didn't put much in there. It'll hold that in place. Yeah, that doesn't fall out, so that's good. I'm going to put a little grease on the shaft, and then I'm going to tighten this thing up. Alright, so I threaded everything through. Remember that top bolt is the long bolt. And then, so the gasket is on, and I should be able to just position this over there. And I'm going to revert to two hands to do it. Okay, so that looks as though it's in, and this spins round. I'm just going to snug those bolts up. Yeah, that is, gasket looks as though it's on all sides, hasn't creased. So I'm going to snug those up and then torque them down to, I think somebody said like 15 to 17. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so that is in. Get everything torqued down. Maybe over torqued it, but it spins, which is good. Feels okay. I'm not turning back there, but it turns. All right, so now I'm going to put the throwout bearing on there, gasket, and connect it in the back side. Right, so this was a bushing that was absolutely destroyed on the old one and ugly. I'm not sure whether I'm putting it in from this side. You see it's got a slot that captures into the groove there. I'm thinking, yeah, too... Yeah, okay, that's not too bad. Alright, two-handed job. Okay, so actually that boot went in really easily. It's just tagged on there. And there we go. So then I should just be able to slot that in and through. I'm going to put a little grease on there, I think. I don't think it actually spins, but I'll put a little on there nonetheless. So I think I did that right. It just snaps on, and that looks as though you've got the actually on the back side the rubber's all messed up. Shit. So I have to fix that. Oh, there we go. I did it on the side. So yeah. So when we start pushing when I reconnect that down there, and it pushes on that, I think that's how it's meant to work. Ah. I sure as heck hope I've got this right, because if I don't, every little bit has to come off. But that little piece behind seems to clip on without a problem. It's just behind. Yeah, I think that's good. Easy to see. Oh, maybe it is. But that's the back side of this. Can't quite reach it. And then I'll screw this thing in, and we should be set. So that is in. I've tightened it up, and I think it is 100% there, so I should not. I need to go down actually and fill this up with transmission fluid because I had to pull it out, so I have to work out where I could do that. That was the exit port. I can see up there. I don't know, somewhere up there. Oh, there it is. I will fill it up.